Hello, Prayerful Heart Consciousness holders. This is Reverend Jerry, and we're celebrating. We're celebrating and we're drawing closer to Christmas Day. I'm so excited because I know that it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, and I'm seeing it everywhere from the people that are shopping to the joy that is spreading and fulfilling itself everywhere. And I'm so glad to have that confirmation. And the reason I'm happy to have that confirmation is because I know if it happens somewhere, it can happen everywhere. And that's the essence of this season, to focus on celebrating the miracle of life. And life is nothing more than everything working together for the good, that good and utilizing the universal law. This is what Christmas is like. We're creating a new pattern, a new way of being. So we've been celebrating Advent, and this is the fourth Sunday, and we're focusing on joy. We're utilizing Unity's book for Advent for the 2018 year, and we're focusing on hope. And so this is a reading I want to share with you. It's from one of my favorite books, The Revealing Word by Charles Fillmore. And we start off with the words joy. I just love the sound of joy. One year someone gave me a wonderful gift, and I've kept that gift with me for many, many years. It's a key ring that says joy. And I get to carry that key ring with me all the time. And I also remember years ago having a student, and it was before I got into these teachings, and her name was Joy. And all I would do is every time I'd see her, I'd say, Joy, 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 Joy. What a wonderful name, and what a wonderful way to say joy, 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 joy. And so I'm so happy that we're celebrating with joy. I'd rather have joy than to have happiness. And the reason I would love to have joy than happiness is because joy will lead me to that feeling of happiness if I can maintain my joy. And here's the affirmation today. It says, the joy of the Lord is my strength. I am God's joy. And Charles Fillmore's The Revealing Word tells us that joy is the happiness of God expressed through humankind, because I am God's living expression. Joy is my birthright, part of my nature. The Revealing Word also reminds us that gladness gives us strength, primarily when we focus on spiritual things. And that is what this season is about, to focus on the spiritual things, and everything else has a way of falling into place. I am an open channel of God's love and joy when family and friends gather. This is a time of joy and love, of caring and compassion, of opening my mind and heart, my very soul to the divine. Joy is a divinely inspired attitude I take with me into every experience of my life. I share my attitude with everyone I meet as divine happiness in me, recognizing itself in them. I gratefully affirm, the joy of the Lord is my strength. I am God's joy. And our reading comes from Nehemiah 8:10. The joy of the Lord is my strength. And in this awareness right now, I'm just inviting you to just breathe with me. And as we're breathing this time, I'm going to ask you to just do a ha. And as we ha, we just allow the energy of the heart to open up. And as we allow the energy of the heart to open up, we simply focus on the strength and that divine awareness of joy. Joy at a cellular level, expanding itself, revealing itself, and expressing itself in all things, in all ways, from every point and every reference. Knowing that joy is the salvation, that joy is the uplift, and joy is the energy rising, fulfilling itself and revealing itself within and through all things, all beings, all light. It is that divine consciousness. And in this awareness right here, right now, I'm acknowledging that wonderful power right where I am. I know that I am strengthened in joy. I am strengthened in that divine awareness that the divine I am is fully present right where I am, the divine radiance within my being. And I know that that same radiance is alive right now within everyone that is participating in this prayer. If their ears are open, if they hear the prayer, I know that that divine joy has already touched and fulfilled itself in ways we know not of. But what I know is there is a mighty blessing, and that blessing is the divine, expanding itself, revealing itself, and fulfilling itself within all ways and all things and all beings. So we magnify this presence of joy right now. What I know about joy is all-inclusive. It is filled with faith, it is filled with hope, it is filled with peace, and it is filled with love. And it is this divine essence that is the light of the world, the light that continues to expand, and the light that continues to reveal its magnificence, its truth, its beauty, its wholehearted expression. And so what I'm knowing is right now, as we continue on our journey, as we continue to just celebrate the beauty of this time period, the wisdom, the collective awareness of the divine awakening, of that perfect expression, a new pattern, a new way of living, a new way of being, as fulfilling itself right now. So as I speak my word right now, I know that a power and a presence has already created the space, and that in my life and in my world, the good of the divine is fully present. It is that divine presence revealing itself within this ministry, moving and fulfilling itself, uplifting and showing up in this ministry as a beneficial presence and a beacon of light in the world, touching many, many families. That every spoken word and every prayer that we speak creates a healing for anyone that hears the prayer and anyone that comes in contact with someone who has participated in this prayer. I know that this divine light of joy is the light that fulfills itself right now, physically, for each and every individual. I know that that wonderful joy and that wonderful essence is the healing factor within the body temple. Whatever the seeming need is, it is already completed in the mind of the divine. And I know that that divine knows only perfect joy and perfect healing, perfect revelation and perfect good. And that good continues to fulfill itself, bringing peace, bringing harmony, bringing calm within the body and through the body, creating that space where energy fulfills itself and reveals itself, where the joy and the laughter beacons and expresses itself in buoyancy. It just proclaims the truth of living. And what I know is that if it is so in this way, it is so in all ways. So I know that it is that wonderful presence in the body of all relationships, that there is the seed of joy. And in that seed of joy, I claim that presence of love. I claim the presence of peace and harmony. I claim the presence of perfect communication and perfect wisdom and perfect light. I know that it supports the highest and greatest in expression, and I know that this joy is that joy that expands itself beyond that which we cannot even imagine. And as I know this truth about relationships, I know that it is the truth within the workplace, that it is true right now fulfilling itself in all ways through the school system, throughout all of society and all of life. I know that that same energy I speak of right now is that prospering power, fulfilling every seeming need, and that the blessings overflow. That each and every single person that hears this prayer is blessed beyond that which they cannot even imagine. That they are prospered and lifted up. That the gift of spirit is that sacred presence, expanding, revealing itself, and expressing itself as perfect good and perfect wisdom. I know that this divine loving presence is that life itself giving more and more of itself. And I'm so in gratitude right now for this wonderful presence. I'm in gratitude for I know that there is this one life and one presence that always has been and always will be. That it is the divine fulfillment and it is that wonderful presence where universal law continues to reveal itself, express itself, and fulfill itself within and through and around everyone that I've spoken of and even those I have not spoken of. But what I know is the gift of this moment, the joy of this moment, the peace of this moment, the love of this moment is the light that shines brightly, and it is the light that brings forth infinite, unlimited, divine good, and it fulfills itself in greater ways, more than we can even imagine, and more than we can ever think. For I know that the divine presence is always with us, forever expressing itself. And I simply release these words right now into the action of the law, knowing it is good and very good. And if you're in agreement with me, join me by simply saying, Amen, Amen, Ashe, knowing that these words have power, and Aho. I like sitting sometimes just quietly with my eyes closed, just feeling and sensing the energy of joy in action. So if you're like me with your eyes closed, and I'm just inviting you to be gentle with yourself, open your eyes, look around you, see the beauty and the magnificence of just being present in this moment. And I'm inviting you too, if you're liking what we're doing, and we have done so many wonderful things, I hope you enjoyed our solstice presentation last Friday on Facebook Live. You can go and look at that on Facebook Live. And if you're liking everything we're doing in this ministry, I'm inviting you to take a moment and gift us with something. Your tax-deductible donations can support this ministry and bless us as we move forward in our coming year. So you can just text your donation to the information on the screen, and we will gladly receive it. I'm looking forward to seeing you, and tomorrow is Christmas Eve, so we're going to have a grand time. So until then, I'm going to say namaste.